All right, hi everybody, Jason Harper here with Cross Country Mortgage. I'm with Adam Nelson today with the Nelson Realty Group. Adam and his team last year sold approximately 115 houses, sold over 100 the year before as well.
The year before was, I don't remember the exact number, but it was right around 100.
Yeah.
So we upped it a little bit.
Okay. So I thought it'd be a good time to maybe sit down, learn a little bit about him, learn about his team, and maybe for other agents potentially interested in building or joining the team, I figured it would be a good way to get to know you, know what you're about.
Well, it's constantly changing. If anything I've learned is one thing that's consistent is change. And we're always trying to find the new, the better, the best, and we never hit it. But we're always falling forward. So just a little background is I've been selling real estate for right around 18 years, and I had a team before in Riverside, and then the market crashed and that all went away, and I was a solo agent again for a while, and I started rebuilding this team out here in Temecula area in 14, and I came from Riverside.
So are you still going on appointments yourself, or?
I am the only listing agent right now.
Okay.
Everyone else is a buyer's agent. I don't want to go on listing appointments anymore. I want to get out of it. I'm trying to find the right people that I can trust, that I can handle those appointments too.
Right.
But it's just a matter of, everybody says, hey, I want to be a listing agent, but it's a certain personality type. And every time I send you, I'm taking a gamble if you're going to come back with that contract right or not. And so it's difficult to find those people.
Yeah.
And I need buyer's agents as well, and a lot of people want the job, but then when I start telling them what's required, what I'm asking them to do, what our goals are, they're like, oh, you mean I don't just go on 2 appointments and close 3 transactions and work 6 hours a week? Well, that's, so it's hard work.
Yeah, it is. Oftentimes people look at successful teams and they forget that part of it. They see the process that's been put in place, but they don't see all the hard work.
So honestly, a team of this magnitude, people say, hey, I thought you just sit back and do nothing and the team runs itself. It's more work now running a team at this level than being a solo agent. And because I have all these agents are always like, hey Adam, hey Adam, hey Adam, hey Sonia, how can we help them? And we have to be there for them. And there's teams out there that are able to do it and have it ran for them. I have not stepped to that point at this time because I still want to make sure that those go through, and I want to be there for my agents. And so I'm still as hands-on as if I was a solo agent runner. I have all these agents who I've brought on my team, and I've said, if you come work with us, I'm going to give you these leads and I'm going to help you close them.
Right.
So I have to be sure that I'm there to help them talk to their client, negotiate with their client, educate their client. And if you got 6 buyer's agents and each one of them call you 3 times a day, that adds up, and it's so you have to be there for them.
Yep.
My client wants to know this or my client wants to know that, and that's a constant. My buyer's agents are my clients.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're my clients because I have to service and make sure that they're taken care of, and I'm not just throwing them out to the world.
At what point did you realize, okay, I need to kind of take a step back and get a system organized and go from being a single agent? Was it at a certain production level? Was it?
First of all, I read the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book in 2003 over and over and over and over again, and I made a lot of mistakes and some of the things I didn't follow, and I learned from that. However, my wife started helping me with the marketing side, because that's my weakness, right? My wife's really good at creating a great flyer or writing a good ad or doing a good Facebook post. And when she started helping me with that, that's when I started to find change. And now I'm starting to get more business than I can handle. And I started with 1 buyer's agent and a transaction coordinator. And then we just kept adding these systems in place, and to where the rule of thumb today is for every 30 leads we produce, we need 1 more buyer's agent. So basically they're getting 1 lead per day.
Okay.
So right now we're way above that. I need 4 buyer's agents tomorrow, and we're drowning in leads. And we had a call night last night where we called these people like, we just bought, because we're overwhelmed and we're dropping the ball. And so that's kind of a rule of thumb if you want to add buyer's agents. First, you need to have the foundation, and that's the staff. Don't hire buyer's agents first, because you need to support them, you need the staff. So you take yourself to capacity. When you're at capacity, you hire an assistant. When you and your assistant are at capacity, then you can start adding buyer's agents or help among that. And then you'll add more staff to support that as you go.
If you were to start today, taking everything you've learned, and for people watching, like, what do you think is the most ideal way to build a team? Like, where would you start?
Well, building a team first is you have to have a certain personality.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a D, don't do it.
Right.
And also you got to know what you're getting into, because you're going to carry on massive expenses, and if your buyer's agents don't perform, you're going to lose a lot of money. So expect to start off losing money, because you have to be able to support these agents, get them the leads, train them, and get them going. So you're probably the first 90 days you're going to take losses. You got to be prepared to do that. So if you can't emotionally do that, don't start a team in the first place.
Yeah.
And if you can't handle, if you're not well with stress, and don't do it thinking you're going to work less, because you're not.
Right.
You're doing it because you want to help people grow and you want to expand yourself.
Yeah.
But don't do it thinking you're going to work less, because that's definitely not true. And don't think it's easy. And you have to have a heart of a teacher, and you have to have a heart of truly wanting to help others succeed.
Interesting, not enough people, or I shouldn't say not enough people, but on the outside looking in, especially, we go to big conferences and it appears people are doing 500 deals and they're not doing much work. Most of the big agents I know are working more as a team leader.
Well, maybe some of those people that's true for, because they've gotten to a level where they can afford enough support staff to handle that. I could probably add some more support staff and take stress off myself, but then I'm dipping into my profits. So right now I'm the only listing agent, and I want to get to the point, or I'm at the point really, where I should be hiring listing agents. But I really have a difficult time letting go, because I have to know that my client's taken care of. And that's my first fear, is like, if I step out too far, is my client going to get the same service that I was providing?
Yeah.
So it has to be duplicatable, exactly the same.
Right.
And I think that there are some out there that are doing those levels and completely stepped out. And then I think there's some that the persona or the thought is that they've stepped out, but they really haven't, because the people that are doing 1 to 200, they're working hard like me,
Right.
and they're ready to, they're like, oh my God, we're working hard. And so maybe when you get to that 500 level, you have that income to really buy it out and pay those people to support that, and you have the systems in place to make it duplicatable. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
So, the greats like Yaron and Lisa Force, they're the greats. They inspire me. I love them.
They're awesome.
They're at that level. I'm not there.
Yeah.
Lisa, if you see this, I love you. I want to sit in your condo in Oceanside, please. I need a vacation.
I've tried that too, so she said no. Actually, I think she said it was for the team, but
Right, that might be true.
Do you focus on staying balanced so that you do get?
So I get pulled off balance. So I have a schedule. So I have a written schedule, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But if we can stay on our schedule 80% of the time, then we're doing great. But right now, the way it's designed is I'm in the office at 7. I clear my emails by 7:30, and any pertaining things that need to be answered to. At 7:30, I'm on my huddle call with my team, going over the calls for the day. We call them our bleep this yes.
Yeah.
So go with all the agents, like what happened great yesterday, what's going on,
Right.
And so that goes to 8. Then from 8 to 9, I'm on the phone hammering my follow-up calls, touching people, and then I just have different parts of the day where this is my agent time where I train my agents. This is where agents are allowed to access me. This is my lunch break breathing, which you're on my lunch break, so this is.
And I forgot to.
So I schedule my lunch between, after 12 and between 12 and 1. So, but I try to schedule everything out. All listing appointments I shoot for evenings
Okay.
after 5 or weekends. I try not to work the weekends, but I always do. That's my catch-up time. And so I schedule my listing appointments are always going to be between 4 and 8 p.m. That's the goal. And if I'm not doing a listing appointment, I'm doing call time. So I'm either at a listing appointment or I'm hammering my follow-up calls in the evenings. And so it's pretty written out.
Right.
And not that I'm on it all the time, but I sure strive for it. And so it's just organizing your priorities, and that, that's the only way to get through the day for me. That's the only way, otherwise my checklist isn't going to get hit.
Yeah.
the only way.
That's huge. Have you taken any courses on that, or? Just
Yeah,
something you-
I have. It's
Yeah.
my wife going, boy, you stay on schedule. You only did 115 transactions last year. You're in the guest room if you don't get it together.
Wow.
So sometimes
That's the best course.
No, but my wife's really good at holding me accountable in a way of like, Adam, what is your goal for the month of listings? And I'll tell her, and then she'll go, are you doing what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
No. It's not like she didn't tell me what to do. I told her what I'm gonna do, and then she says, you told me, you said this. And actually it's in a way fun, but stressful. So, and if I shoot for a low number, it's like, last month you did this, buddy. In a fun way. But every month we have a thing with the team. What's your goals for the month? And I'm taking 10 listings. I'm taking 10 listings. And I took 8, like, man, Adam, what happened? Man, I'm a loser.
Well,
but in fun. But it's in fun. It's not. It's out of fun, right?
Yeah.
If you shoot for the stars and you miss, okay. If you shoot for low and hit, that's just the way we do it.
So you've been in the business a while. Lead generation. Let's talk about that.
Sure.
How different is that today from when you started?
Well, when I started in real estate, my lead generation was I opened the white pages, the phone book, and I started calling people in Corona and said, and I stumbled and fell and said, hey, who do you know that wants to buy or sell real estate? And I just did that. And then someone told me, hey, you can call for sale by owners. I'm like, cool. Yeah. So I didn't know it better. And I learned that 100, hey, Adam, go fly a kite, was a sale. So I did the math. Every time I got a screw you, to say it nicely, I put a check.
Yeah.
Check. 99, check. 100, yeah, appointment. So I learned that 100 for sale by owner calls was a listing. And so I just pounded that for years. And then when I had some money, I started spending money on other things. I hired farming crews to farm for me. I farmed very heavily in Riverside for many years. I would do 6,500 homes per week, and I had a crew that ran that door to door for a long time. And that was what I did with my last team, and I just ran farming. And I would sell, I think in 85, right before the crash, I did like 86 transactions just from farming. Open house is key. I personally don't do them very often anymore, once in a while, but my team does. We have requirements. You must do 4 a month. It's a minimum. You must put up at least 25 open house signs per open house because everyone else does 7. So we're going to put up 25 signs, at least one a week or 4 a month. We pick our open houses on Monday. My marketing crew spends the week writing ads, creating content, putting out material. They market it for them. So it's being put out all week. And then we do the open houses during the week, and we'll have like 6 or 7 going. Every agent knows on our team which houses are being opened, so they walk into a house in Temecula and say, hey, but I want a house for 400. Great, we got one right now in Marietta. Hey Bob, I'm sending over another person, and then they send them over, and then we have it called the sender owns the lead. So if they come into your open house and you send them to Bob's open house, because you sent them to Bob, that's your client. So
nice.
The other agent will help you and talk to them about that, and then send them back to you. But we have an agreement amongst each other that we take care of each other, and the sender owns lead. So you're not just solo doing an open house, you got a team helping you, and if you send them to that next open house, you're not sending away a commission check.
Right.
It's coming back to you.
That's really cool. I haven't heard a lot of people who do that.
Yeah,
that's
well,
pretty neat. But
it's a supportive group of people, and you have to agree to support the team, or you're not going to fit in our culture.
Yeah, culture is huge. So speaking of culture, agents watching, if somebody is looking to join a team, what are you looking for?
Oh, somebody who wants to work. I'll tell you, on my team, you're on the huddle at 7:30 in the morning. We're doing office meetings at 9:30 on Mondays. We do a huddle here live at 9. We do role play on Wednesdays. We do call night on Wednesdays. We have a schedule for you, and it's a schedule for success. If you follow it, you will sell a minimum of 2 houses a month. If you don't follow it, we're having a conversation as if you belong here or not. And not because I don't love you, and not because I don't care. It's because my wife and I put a lot into this, financially, emotionally speaking, and we want the people who want to go for it. So you give me your all, and I'm gonna give you my all back. And I can't give you thousands of dollars of leads and my time if your heart's not in it. So I'm looking for somebody who, if you really have it here, but you don't have it here yet, I'll take you.
Yeah, cool. And do you mind, I know you put out a post about a week and a half ago, can we put the link in this video that way?
I actually don't have it on, but my name is Adam Nelson. If you call my cell phone number at 951-347-5205, I'll have somebody from my staff send out the link. We are doing a recruiting campaign here Tuesday, I think that's the 13th, in Signature Real Estate Group at 9 o'clock. If anybody wants to come, they're welcome to come, and they bring their disc test with them. Just go to Tony Robbins disc test, Google it, print that out, bring it with you, and any supporting documents, like how many sales you did last year, whatever you can support. And I'm just going to do on the stage talk about what it's like to work for the Nelson Realty Group, and see, I'll probably scare half the people out.
Right.
So out of the ones that show, half of them are going to go, this guy's out of his mind to want us to work that hard, and they're going to leave. And then the people that stay, we're going to do a Q&A with some of my buyer's agents. So they're not hearing it from me, they're hearing it from their perspective. I have a girl named Rita who's been with me for like almost 3 weeks, and she's been in business 3 years. She sold 2 homes a year for 3 years. Been with me for 3 weeks, and she's working with 7 real buyers right now in 3 weeks, and she's ecstatic. So I'm gonna have her speak, and then another one of my agents named Jennifer Corso, who came to me brand new licensed 9 months ago, and she's gonna talk about her experience, what it's like to work with us, what to expect, how hard I am to work with, but what you're gonna get in return. What are the demands? What's the risk reward? I mean, so the people aren't hearing it from me, what it's like to work for me. It's like, this is truly my experience working for them. This is what they expect, and they mean business. However, if you follow the 1, 2, 3 program, you're gonna make money.
Awesome.
My vision is to just take 8 people, 10 people, and change their financial life, honestly. And in return, it changes mine and my wife's.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
And thank you for watching.
Thank you, everybody.